Hello, friends. You might be wondering why I'm always talking about cycles and how to use rhythm in your playing when so much of music is kind of clouding that whole area of drumming. Now, why do so many pros use this language, and why don't beginning players understand it? It's because it's a pretty deep subject, one that is shrouded in mystery, and it's one of those things that it's kind of the trick of the trade. It's a trick of the trade. You know, you have to get with someone who really understands what's going on, and they have to like inspire you to do this work. Now, what inspires me to do this work? Well, I've always been fascinated with things with a lot of details, drawings, and I've always used to do drawings with a ton of details in them. And I guess it's maybe like a borderline crazy guy, autistic. I don't know. I don't think so, but it's something that always attracted me: the fractal nature of painting, of colors, and all that stuff. I just was always fascinated with it, and when my eyes were open to the whole thing with rhythm, I just totally sank into it. Now I could always tell there was something going on, with great players that I wasn't understanding. I didn't understand, and when it finally got explained to me, it was like the whole world just opened up. It was so beautiful, right? Now, what is going to inspire you to get through that? Because the journey, as I said before, from binary to ternary language in your drumming is a long one. It's something that takes a lot of love and dedication. It's a labor of love. What is going to inspire you to take on this work? I think that playing with cycles is a representation of life itself, of existence itself. Now, why do I say that? Because in nature, in the universe, everything is in cycles. There is energy that, let's say, commands the physics of the universe. There is a certain energy, just like the ball of energy that we talk about in hand technique. There are energies and waves and all kinds of frequencies and things that are going on. And that is the nature of the universe. Even our body is a sort of, not sort of, I mean, this is very esoteric and difficult to talk about, but apparently we are all a series of waves and frequencies, and like this, doesn't exist the way we perceive it. So things get really, really interesting when you start to look at nature. So when you use cycles in your playing, you are a manifestation of the universe itself. Why? Because there are cycles everywhere. Our galaxy spins around a massive black hole, apparently, and the cycle that spins, obviously, whatever, billions of years, our solar system inside that galaxy, it's full of cycles. All the planets revolve around the sun. Our own planet revolves around the sun. We determine that cycle to be 1 year to make a full rotation of the sun. It's like this gigantic thing. Inside of the cycles that we are experiencing through our own solar system, we have day and night. We have winter, spring, fall, summer. We have the seasons. Those are cycles. We have the hours within the days that we've determined to be hours. That's just the way we measure the time. Afternoon, midday, morning, night, those are cycles too within the day. And all these cycles have rhythmic representation, believe it or not. So do colors. Now, what does that look like? Colors, it's kind of easier to explain. Every color has a frequency range. It's a series of waves, right? The faster waves are waves that we can't see, like ultraviolet and all that stuff. As these waves, as frequencies slow down, they become perceivable in our eyes, and we perceive them as colors. Now, if you slow down those waves even more, they become sound. So what changes for us is we go from visual intake to that world to oral. We start to hear sounds like the highest pitch you can imagine. We cannot hear that. Maybe dogs can hear that, but that's a slowed down light frequency, okay, light waves. You slow those notes down and they become, perceivable to us. The notes, the highest notes in the world, we can start to hear them. And as you slow these notes down, you can start to differentiate actual pulses, right? The waves become slower and they turn into pulses. If you ever played a piano, hit the lowest note on the piano and it seems like the note is almost breaking up, you can start to hear the different pulses in that tone. Or if you take a metronome and crank it up as high as it'll go, and it seems to be just one run-on note, turns into a note, you slow it down and you can perceive the pulses again. The world of pulses is where we live as drummers. Now, how do we interact with that world? We interact with it through rhythm. Imagine if we only played the pulses. How boring. That's not, how you interact in music, with music on the drums, on any instrument. There are cycles within all those pulses that represent apparently, there's been many experiments with this. You take certain rhythmic cycles and you super accelerate them and they turn into a certain note or chord and even a color if you super accelerate it so fast. I don't think that's been done yet, so the use of cycles is a manifestation of the universe itself. That's why it's so deep to use rhythm, to really use rhythm. Now, some people think that you use rhythm by playing, 5 here and club in the left foot and your bass drum's in 3 and then you 7 on the left. That's not music. That's an exercise. Okay? That doesn't go in music. That happens when people have no experience with music and they're just learning stuff out of a book. Okay? Now, some of the deepest musical experiences I've had are when I've played with players that understand all this. One of the greatest gigs that I've done was with Donald Harrison, a fantastic saxophonist. I mean, you guys, Donald, amazing. I mean, every night it was like hypnagogia, out-of-body experience. I mean, it was crazy. He is such a burning player, man, and the band was just on fire, and it was just incredible, right? This was at the Blue Note. We did a week at the Blue Note, and man, when you play with cats like that understand rhythm, that really understand what's going on, it's just something else. When you hear Muñequitos de Matanza, an Afro-Cuban group, there's something that hits you in the gut that's like, oh my God, that's so profound and rhythmically deep. It's just something else. It just leaves you stunned, It's like when I saw Tony Williams. Every time I saw Tony Williams, I left like stunned after the gig. I would be thinking about the gig for days afterwards. When you see things on that level, music takes on a whole other meaning. It truly is a fascinating, deep, incredibly beautiful art form. And when you're able to function on those levels and express yourself in a deep and meaningful way, your life just changes. Everything changes for you. Your mind, your life, just everything changes. So it's the only way I can explain it. So I hope I'm not getting too esoteric on you guys, but I have questions like, why do you always insist on cycles, and what's the big deal about cycles, and why, should I study this, and how am I going to study this? It's so expansive. Not only do you need the information, but you need the guts, and you need the right people around you to give you the information and knowledge. In Spanish, there's a word called el conocimiento, means the knowledge, but it has undertones like the deep knowledge or the mystical knowledge, not just knowledge, right? Very, very interesting. To get el conocimiento, you have to have a deep and passionate respect for yourself, first of all, and for the art form. You have to immerse yourself, leave no stone unturned, and realize that drumming is so much more than just patterns and rudiments and how fast can I do finger control. Anyway, I've been wanting to make this video for a while because I get a lot of questions about the cycle work and how do you get into it. So one part of it is the actual work on, the pad on the drums, but another part of it is the realization of what you are actually doing. When you are playing drums, you are a physical manifestation of the universe. How about that? All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, the lesson site is waiting for you. Only $250 gets you to the full year program with support from me. $500 gets you into the lifetime membership. The elite program is cranking. There's guys from all over doing the elite program, even coming here to Vietnam to do it in person. We have several guys coming over already, and like that. We have online evaluations. Send me a video. I tell you what your next step should be in your drumming to get to the wherever you want to go. And we have hand consultations where I take a look at your hands. For 1 hour, we work on your hand technique. And that's been a very popular course as well. Okay, my friends, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys watching. Peace.